Hi, I'm Ben Smith. Welcome back to DHS Sportscenter. Today we have a school record holder for the boys winter track team, James Marden, to talk about how he broke that record. Later, we also have an exclusive interview with Principal Ross Thibault about the recap from this year's Super Bowl. Stay tuned for more on DHS Sportscenter.
On Thursday, March 24th, 2022, the Dartmouth Education Foundation presents the 10th Annual Spelling Bee. Be a sponsor or enter as a team. Please visit www.defma.org for more information.
Black History Month is the month of recognition and celebration of African Americans throughout U.S. history. Black historical figures are honored for their achievements and contributions. Take the time this month to support Black communities, businesses, artists, restaurants, and more. You also have the opportunity to understand Black history and search beyond the surface of common Black history knowledge. Remembering our Black ancestors' influence on the world and seeing their impact in today's society is essential to honoring their too often neglected accomplishments.
Welcome back. I got James Marden on the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so first off, I wanted to ask you, how long have you participated in winter track?
This is actually my first year, so.
That's
yeah.
impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, I seen your how you broke the record on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, and that was impressive from you. That was an excellent job. What do you think about that, Will?
I thought that was super impressive. James, how do you feel knowing that you now hold a new record for Dartmouth High School?
Honestly, I don't even know how to feel at this point. Like, it's just been so surreal to me. You know, like, I'm just still trying to get the grasp of it, to be honest.
All right, so the next question: do you play any other sports?
Yeah, I actually play football.
Oh, excellent. I play football as well, but I didn't play this year because it was too late to sign up, and next year I'm gonna play football. So.
Oh, good luck to you.
Yeah. What year are you in right now?
I am a senior.
A senior, so you're gonna graduate this year, so you won't play. Excellent job by you, to get interacted with these sports and stuff like that here at Dartmouth High. What made you want to join winter track, though?
Well, I actually I was doing it mainly for college football training because I plan to play in college. So I just wanted to get my speed up a little bit and see what I could do. To be honest.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything, Will? Or?
Yeah, I think that's great. And track improves your speed, and all that just builds up to college football. I hope you have great success there. But how would you say practicing for track relates to practicing for football? Is it similar, or do you have a certain workout routine that you do for both sports to succeed in, since you have to practice and run a lot?
Well, I mean, it's kind of different. Like, there's certain aspects to it.
Yeah.
Like, track is more just mainly speed and stuff like that, while football is more maneuvering and agility and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's kind of different, but at the end, you can do the same thing for training for it.
Yeah. I play, like I said, football. football is a tough sport
Yeah.
when it comes to agility and stuff like that. And like you joining winter track and stuff like that, that's going to help with your skills. What position do you play?
I play wide receiver.
Oh, so good thing you joined winter track because if you want to become a fast wide receiver, you join the track team as well. So do you consider this pursuing a career, or running for the track team, or play football in college or something like that?
Well, I do plan to play college football, but I don't know about track yet. I still just gotta I'm still thinking about it, to be honest. Like it's been a lot to take in, so I just need to just see my options and see where it takes me.
Well, do you want to say anything on that?
Do you have any really big influences that helped you in your success for track and football that really pushed you to be where you are today and go into college and play this?
Well, I just want to thank Coach Bro and his brother, also Coach Bro. They were the main ones who really pushed me, and I also want to thank all my teammates for always being there for me. I got a lot of support coming from all this stuff like this, even being my first year and stuff like that. And I've had way more success in track so far than football, but I plan we're gonna see what happens. That's all I just gotta say.
All right, yeah, you should push yourself all to these things. Take risks in life as well. So, how did it feel after you broke the record at the Reggie Lewis Center?
Honestly, it just felt kind of surreal to me, to be honest. Just after the race, sitting on the mat, watching the times just come on the board. And when I actually saw I broke it, I kind of teared up a little bit when all my friends just started surrounding me and congratulating me for it.
Do you know what the time was?
Yeah, it was a 6.78.
Impressive.
Thank you.
Well, Dartmouth High School, us here want to congratulate you. Me and Will congratulate you as well. Congratulations. Did you plan on going? Where do you plan on going to college?
I'm still undecided, to be honest. Just looking at all the options, seeing what's best for me and my family, and then we'll see what happens.
Well, I hope for the best of you, and I hope you have a great career as well in college and track in the future as well.
Thank you.
Do you want to say anything, Will?
Impressive record. Dartmouth High School is really proud of you, and that'll be a hard record to beat. That'll be really hard for someone to beat.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm glad. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Of course.
All right. Good job.
The 10th annual spelling bee is being held by the Dartmouth Education Foundation. On Thursday, March 3rd, team entry and sponsorship forms will be due. It will take place March 24th in the DHS auditorium from 7 to 9 p.m. The purpose is to raise money for teacher grants. For more information, visit www.defma.org.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Eric Turcotte from the Dartmouth District 1 Fire Department, and I'm here to talk to you about fire safety. Fire can be very dangerous. It is useful, but you gotta remember, fire is a tool and not a toy. Fire can be useful for cooking, heating, and also when you're camping, it's great to have a campfire. However, you gotta remember, fire is dangerous. You might see some stuff on videos, on the internet, of people playing with fire, and it looks really cool. However, they don't show you how dangerous and the results of what can happen if something goes wrong. Different degrees of burns will heal at a different rate. Your basic first degree burn, similar to a sunburn, can take a week to 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to heal. Your more severe burns, when you get into a second degree burn, they can take months to heal. And when you get to your 3rd-degree burns, those can take years to heal completely, and the scarring for them can be permanent. So, school-age kids know that you have fire drills in your school. Is it a good idea to have a fire drill in your house? Of course it is. It's always good to be prepared with your exit plan, and do it as a fire drill. You can also test your smoke alarms at the same time. Have a grown-up in the house test one of the smoke alarms so that the sound is making, and then everybody can get out of the house and practice their escape plan. This is your standard fire extinguisher, a little bigger than what you'll have at your house, but it's called an ABC extinguisher. It'll extinguish most fires in your house. Easiest way to remember how to use a fire extinguisher is the word PASS, P-A-S-S. And basically, all you do is you pull this pin, A, aim the nozzle at the fire, at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle, and then sweep it back and forth. That's your easiest way to remember how to use a fire extinguisher. Remember, fire is dangerous and can hurt you. Be safe around fire and be prepared if a fire starts.
Welcome back, everybody. I am here with Mr. Thibault for another show. It's a Super Bowl recap show. Welcome back.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks for having me.
No
Glad to be
problem.
back.
All right, so let's just talk about the Super Bowl champion LA Rams. How do you think they played out?
Well, I think it came down to the fact that when the game was on the line, Aaron Donald and the defensive line for the Rams kind of took over and shut down the window. I mean, the Bengals and Joe Burrow had a window there to go down the field and get the winning score, but Donald slammed that window shut. So
Yeah, that was an impressive tackle from Aaron Donald.
it was, and if you watched the All-22 video, Jamar Chase was actually, he beat Jalen Ramsey,
I see that.
but Burrow had no time to get him the ball.
Yeah, you know, on that 3rd down and 1 play, Aaron Donald was there to stop Samaje Perine on a big 3rd down stop that made them win the game. So that was an
Yeah, you
impressive
have to
play.
question that call, right? That because early in the game they ran the same play and had the same result on a 3rd and short. I think it might have been the first drive of the game for the Bengals. They completed a pass for like 7 or 8 yards and ran the ball twice and then punted. And then late in the game it was the same kind of a
Yeah, they did that.
series. And then 4th and 1 and Donald shut him down.
Yeah, they did the same play earlier in the game. They went for it on 4th down and they unsuccessfully made it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cooper Kupp, that was a great game for him.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp played well. I mean, it wasn't his best game, but he, I think he had 8 catches for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
But, he was the MVP. I personally, I think Aaron Donald should have been the MVP. He was the one who made the key plays when it mattered the most. But, Cooper Kupp was certainly deserving as well.
I agree with you on that. Aaron Donald, it was a mix between Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp winning the MVP of the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald played a heck of a good game. That was impressive by him. The defense showed up. I mean, the second half, the 3rd quarter, they didn't kind of do that great. The Rams didn't do that great. But in the 4th quarter, they showed out. I was watching this morning, I was watching NFL Network. I was watching all that mic'd up, and Sean McVay gave the offense some advice saying, this is our time, this is our moment. If you want to be Super Bowl champions, then you got to do the job and stuff like that.
Yeah, leadership is certainly very important, especially in critical moments like that. So, the role of the head coach is certainly to inspire his players and make sure they remain focused and motivated. And when the game's on the line, to put them in a position to be successful, which I think the Rams did. They certainly did it better than the Bengals did. But the Bengals had their opportunities. They just, didn't close out. Now we'll see if Burrow gets back there at some point, right? Because I know you're far too young to remember Dan Marino, Ben, but Dan Marino, when he was a rookie, went to the Super Bowl and never got back after that. So will Joe Burrow kind of follow the same trajectory as Dan Marino? I guess we'll find out.
Speaking of Dan Marino, my uncle's a big Dolphins fan, so
Oh, I'm
he's going to be
sorry.
watching this right now, and he's going to say, "Oh, he mentioned Dan Marino."
Yeah.
So let's just say Matt Stafford in his first ever Super Bowl, he played a good game though. But I know he got 2 interceptions.
Ben, he threw 2 interceptions.
But he got some good yards out of it.
Yeah, he played okay. I mean, I think in hindsight, I think the result would have been the same whether it was Jared Goff at quarterback for the Rams or Matthew Stafford. I mean, you can argue that throughout the season maybe Stafford accounted for some wins that Goff wouldn't have, but I think in that one game, I think Stafford was really, not much of a factor. Certainly, I think the Rams have traded quite a few draft picks away, and it'll be interesting to see how they are the next 2-3 years.
Yeah, Jared Goff. Do you think that was a good job for the Rams trading Jared Goff for Matt Stafford? Or
I don't know. I mean, really, Stafford's been in the league for 13 years now. He's older. Not everyone plays to 45 like Tom Brady, so we'll see how many more years Matt
44,
Stafford has.
Tom Brady played.
I think they gave up a lot to get him, and I just don't know if the result would have been any different if Jared Goff was still their quarterback. I guess time will tell.
Yeah, like you said, I don't know if anything would be the same. But all right, so the next thing we're going to talk about, the Cincinnati Bengals. I know they came up short, but I think it was a good game by both teams. It was a close game, and that's what you want in the Super Bowl, a close game.
Yeah, especially if the Patriots aren't in it, right? I'm a big Patriots fan, so if they're not in the Super Bowl, a close game is what you root for, and it certainly was right down to the wire. So that was good. The Bengals, I have to say, they played well for 2.5, almost 3 full quarters, but it was halfway through that third quarter when Aaron Donald and the defensive line really took over. I think they had 1 sack prior to the middle of the third, and then from the middle of the third to the fourth, they ended up with 6 or 7 more sacks, the Rams did, and that's really what the turning point in the game was, I think.
Yeah, didn't the Bengals, didn't Burrow get sacked like 7 times in the game?
7 times, yeah.
Yeah, like that's their biggest weakness.
Right. One of the interesting stats that they talked about during the Super Bowl that I know, it was the first Super Bowl where the quarterback with the most interceptions in the NFL that season, which was Matt Stafford, was in the Super Bowl, and also the quarterback that got sacked the most throughout the season, Joe Burrow, was in the Super Bowl. So those are some interesting stats.
Yeah. Also, T. Higgins, he had a good game though. 2 touchdowns.
T. Higgins did, yeah. I think still though Jamar Chase is the best receiver on the Bengals, and I think without him, he takes the best coverage game in and game out, and that allows T. Higgins to kind of elevate his game.
And on the first play of the third quarter, on the first drive, it's a touchdown, 75-yard touchdown. And it's kind of controversial now because a lot of people are saying that he grabbed the face mask. And I agree, he did grab the face mask, Jalen Ramsey's face mask.
Yeah, I mean, so some people don't, they want to make an issue of the officiating in the game. And I can kind of understand it. I mean, first 3.5 quarters, they let them play. And then the final drive for the Rams, there were how many penalties, pass interference, and, different things like that. So, the officials, sometimes they can impact the game, unfortunately.
That's why I get mad at officiating. And so I'm a big, if they call a bad call, I legit get mad.
Yeah, again, it's one thing to be bad for the whole game and be consistent. It's another thing when you officiate the game one way for 3.5 quarters, and then when the game's on the line, you start calling everything. And I think you saw some of that in the Super Bowl, and that's problematic. But Mr. Crisafulli, would tell you that the officials are never to blame for wins and losses. But he's not here today. I don't know why. He might be eating Super Bowl leftovers or something. He did have.
He backed out.
Yeah. He was focused on the chips again, I think.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to I was also going to mention, how about the halftime show? That was a good halftime show.
That was the best halftime show I can remember. You and I talked about this earlier this week. It was that halftime show, and then the Patriots' first Super Bowl with Tom Brady, U2 and Paul McCartney. Those are the two, in my opinion, the two best Super Bowl halftime shows that have been around. But this one was fantastic for sure.
I know you just said those were the two best halftime shows. One of mine favorites, I'm going to just pick three, just for example. This halftime show, J-Lo and Shakira.
Ben, I give you credit for admitting that. That's
The other one is Katy Perry. Oh,
Really? When she was dressed as a shark or whatever it was?
not Katy Perry. Justin Timberlake. That was a
Ben,
good.
those are two very different people.
Yeah, I meant Justin Timberlake.
Okay, Justin Timberlake. All right. I don't remember Justin Timberlake, to be honest with you. But like I said, I thought this.
You know the guy that took the selfie in the stands with Justin Timberlake and he got famous?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No. I typically don't watch the halftime shows, Ben. I have to be honest.
But this
It's usually
year
when you get up to get more food. But this year's was so good, I stayed. And my daughter wanted to watch the halftime show too. So, I made sure I stayed and watched with her. What was your favorite commercial?
Oh, my favorite commercial was the, there's two. The Doritos commercial.
That's my favorite, the sloth.
Yeah, with the sloth.
That was fantastic. I literally laughed out loud when he looks and says, nope, and then goes scurrying back up the tree.
Yeah, and the
Miss
other
Xavier's in the audience. I wonder if she watched the commercials.
Yes, I like the one with the little robotic dog for the car commercial and they plugged them in.
Oh, yeah.
That was so.
Turn around.
Oh,
That
who knew you could sing too, Ben?
What
You're
was
so,
that, Ben? Say it
It was the turn around song.
Yeah.
Total Eclipse of the Heart. It was the Kia commercial, I think.
Kia, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other one was the NFL commercial. You know, the one with all the
with Peyton
players.
Manning.
With the
Manning?
Madden in real life.
Oh,
and
I might have missed that one. I don't remember. I'm not.
there was a lot of people. They were playing Madden.
I do like the Caesar commercials. Do you remember Caesar? All year they've had it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I
You-
don't like those.
You don't like the Caesar commercials? Oh.
No.
Peyton Manning in the commercial tells a joke, and Caesar says, Caesar tells the jokes around here. Not being a fan of Peyton Manning, anytime he gets put in his place is a good moment for me.
I mean, yeah, I like all those commercials were good as well.
The sloth one with the Doritos, though, that was my favorite.
Same.
It was early. It was like the first quarter. It was one of the.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me. Anytime. And I just, while I'm here, I'd like to give a shout out because it's timely to our hockey team, which won 5-0 over Bishop Staying and in their 26-game win streak.
36.
No, it was 26 games.
I thought it was 36.
I think 26. But I do want to give them a shout out. So our 4x200 team set a school record. And also I want to give a shout out to James Marden, who last week broke a record.
He was on our show this episode.
Oh, good. And so congratulations to James because he set a record last week, and then he broke his own record and set a new one. So congratulations to James as well. All right, thanks for having me, Ben.
All right, thank you to our live studio audience and Miss Xavier. Thanks for watching today's episode. Stay tuned for our next episode where we take you on a trip to Harvard University Athletic Media Program. See you next time on DHS Sportscenter.